Hey guys, welcome to day 7 of Learning to Crochet with our Crochet 101 course. Today, we are going to go over how to make a slip knot and how to make a magic circle. Now, just remember that there is no right or wrong way to make a slip knot or a magic circle, but if you're struggling with these two concepts, this video will help you. This is going to be a shorter, quicker tutorial, but I am going to go slowly over how I make them and how I have been successful in making them for the last 30 years of crocheting. But remember that if you do them differently, that's okay. I'm good with it, whatever you're comfortable with. So let's get started. Okay, so we have the string that is not attached to the yarn right here. It's a loose. We have the string that is still attached to the skein. You're going to take your pointer finger and your middle finger. You're going to hold with your ring finger and your pinky the yarn that is attached to the skein still. You are going to take the loose end, wrap it around, crisscross, hold it with your thumb like this. So now you have formed an X. You're going to push that piece that the thumb is holding up between the middle finger and the pointer finger, and you're going to slide your fingers off. And that right there is a slip knot. And then typically I just pull it down with the loose end and make this loop as big or a little bit bigger than my hook. So we're going to do that one more time. Again, the yarn that is attached to the yarn still, the skein, is going to be held by the ring finger and the pinky finger. You're going to take the loose end that isn't attached and you're going to wrap it around your pointer finger and your middle finger like this. Your thumb is going to hold it. You are going to take your other hand and you're going to push the yarn held by your thumb up through the pointer and middle finger like this. Slide your fingers off and you have a slip knot. Let's do that one more time. So you've got the end that is attached to the yarn skein still. You're going to use your ring finger and your pinky to hold them. You're going to crisscross applesauce, take your thumb, hold the loose end, take your thumb, push it through between your pointer finger and your middle finger, and you're going to slide it off. One more time. So you have your loose end and you have your end attached to the skein. You are going to hold the long end with your ring finger and your pinky. You are going to crisscross applesauce, make an X, take your thumb, hold the loose end, take your other thumb, pull it through, and pull tight. That is a slip knot. So that is how you do a slip knot. We're going to move on to a magic circle. Just remember that if you do a slip knot differently than I do, that's okay. I'm not judging and no one else should be either. Just do whatever feels most comfortable for you. But that is how I do it, and I had some people asking, so I wanted to go over it. Let's now work on a magic circle. So there's many ways to make a magic circle. So if you do this differently, that is okay. If you were taught differently, that is okay. This is how I was taught by my grandmother, who crocheted for decades before she taught me and decades after. And I have to say, this is the easiest method that I have used as a crocheter that's been crocheting for 30 years. So you're going to make a slip knot. Again, you're going to hold your yarn like that. Make that slip knot. Remember to make your loop as big or a little bit bigger than the size of your hook head. Perfect. And for a magic circle, it's quite simple. You're going to chain 2. And now you are going to work a single crochet into this magic circle here. And this is the beginning of your round 1. Just like that. And then if you're working a round that you joined, you would slip stitch, chain however many you need. Remember that for single crochet it's 1, half double it's 2, and double crochet is also 2, just like that. So we're going to go over that again. So we are going to make our slip knot. Remember to crisscross. Now we're going to bring the loop down to be just as big or a little bit bigger than the size of your hook head. And you're going to chain 3 because now we're going to do a half double. And you're going to go in this loop right here the first chain that we created is going to become our magic circle entry point. So you're going to do your half double crochets now into that first chain, and that becomes your magic circle. Easy peasy, not super complicated. There's other methods that you can use, and that's okay if you choose to use them. I don't, because I like to keep things as easy as possible for everybody. So again, we're going to create a slip knot. Make the loop as big or a little bit bigger than your hook head. Perfect. And then you're going to chain 3 again, because we are going to do a double crochet. So you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the first chain. That is now your magic circle. And you're going to work your double crochets into that magic circle. Just like that. And I like to, after a certain point, take this string that's dangling and flip it to the other side, because I find that it makes a tighter circle when I go to pull that tight. So that is how I learned to do a magic circle, and it really stays very tight, which is awesome. That's what you want. You don't want those magic circles to come loose. All right, thank you so much for coming to day 7 of my Crochet 101 course, where we just learned slip knots and magic circles. If you have learned a different way, just remember that that is okay. If you are just starting to pick up your crochet hook and your yarn and something else feels comfortable, please do what feels comfortable for you. That is what I always tell my students. If something feels different or off in the way that I'm teaching you and there's a way that feels more comfortable, do that. There is no right or wrong way. These are just guides for you guys. This is just a starting point for you to pivot off of. And if you learn or grow and something feels different, please do that. And also just remember to be kind to yourself, be patient in your learning process, because it can be frustrating. And I tell the kids that I'm teaching that when we get frustrated, our brains shut down on learning. So we stop and we take a big deep breath and we come back to it. But remember to go really slow with these videos. They will be here for forever. And if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below, and please remember to like, comment, and share, and stay tuned for a pattern that is posting later today. Bye, guys.